Curtis is ready. It looks like Curtis is ready. So with that, we can call our meeting to order. We'll look for additions or deletions to the agenda. Anyone have changes?
We do have.
There is a request. Yes.
Okay.
It's just.
Yeah, I was gonna pass that down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were done.
No, I thought Sonia, I was leaving it down here for Sonia.
Okay. So anybody care to amend the agenda? Or amendment?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that a motion?
Yes, request to amend the city commission agenda by adding number 3 under agreements. Consideration of a resolution to approve MDOT contract 2022-0005/P2, third-party agreement S2, an amended agreement between the City of Alma and J.R. Heineman and Sons for an addition and partial renovation of the transit facility. Also to authorize the mayor to execute the agreement on behalf of the City of Alma.
Support.
There you go. Have a motion support. Anybody else? Comments, questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. The motion is carried. We have an agenda, an amended agenda. Roll call. Are we completed? We are. Okay. Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone please join us and rise and say pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Moving down, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the August 26, 2025 regular meeting and the August 26, 2025 closed session meeting of this board.
Move to approve.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Are there any comments, questions, additions, deletions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed would be no, and the motion is carried. Thank you. Resolutions. We would consider a resolution to ratify the investment of the following city funds, and before us tonight we have 2 investments, a U.S. Treasury and a CDARS.
Move to adopt.
Support.
A motion support. Anybody have comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. The motion is carried. Thank you. Now, consideration of a resolution to adopt the fiscal year 2025 budget amendments as presented in your packet.
Move to adopt. Support.
A motion support. Are there comments or questions? Curtis, did you want to give any background, or
I can give you a quick one. There is,
somewhere to the camera?
yep, there is 12 departmental funds that we're doing they're all carryovers from FY26 POs that need to be carried over in FY26. This closes out our books for FY25. There's like I said, there's a total of 12 of them. And for those at home, we'll just go through, I won't read off the POs that are involved. Those are available online. People can look those up if they wish. But to increase the information technology expenditure budget by $40,150. Again, these are for things that are budgeted for POs in 25 or carryover in 26. All of these are in that category. Increase the assessing budget by $5,000 for purchase orders committed in FY23 to carry over. Increase in the public works sidewalk expenditure budget by $243,000. To increase the public works street light expenditure budget by $126,800. To increase the recreation and cultural parks expenditure budget by $36,200. To increase the street expenditure budget by $1,430,000 for purchase orders. To increase the local street expenditure budget by $165,000. To increase the street millage expenditure budget by $1,955,000. To increase the Alma Public Library expenditure budget by $120,500. To increase the Alma Transportation Center expenditure budget by $2,980,900. To increase the wastewater expenditure budget by $1,909,000. And to increase the water distribution expenditure budget by $8,240,400. And again, these are all purchase orders that are been approved in 25, they moved in 26, and I'm not going to read all the POs to you, so those are there. They're there. So, but just for those at home, they can look up on the website, and that is the agenda packet.
And just to clarify, these are FY26 budget amendments. There was a table on the agenda. I apologize for not catching that, sir.
Okay.
I know. Slide.
Thank you.
Questions on that? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion's carried. Let the work carry on, right?
Yes.
Moving down to agreements. Consideration of a resolution to approve the renewal of a one-year contract for transportation services between Alma Transit and Gratiot Integrated Health Network. Also to authorize the transit director to execute the contract.
Move to adopt.
Support.
A motion supporting. May I have comments or questions?
Just real quick, this is the same contract we had last year. Just for the camera and for everyone here, how the contract works, those folks who are using services at GIN that are in our service area, we charge them the cost of what that ride is for anybody in the service area, plus 11% for overhead costs. Anybody that's outside the service area that needs services at GIN, they are, the service cost is decided on an individual basis depending on where they're at. So cost of going out there with the for the van, the personnel, and then of course the administrative overhead. So those vary on depending on where they live within the county. So that's just a quick and synopsis of how those charges work.
Okay, questions? I guess I must have read that wrong. I was thinking that wasn't there a straight fee for...
That used to be the case. That used to be the case, but it's that changed. I think this will be our third year of this structure of the contract.
So we charge them by the mile then? Is that what they're doing?
So each ride is tracked. So every time a person is riding under the GIN contract, if it's in our service area, it's a $2 ride. So we keep track of all those $2 rides. We give GIN a list of everything that, all the customers that have used the service. And so we add up all those $2, add the 11% administrative fee for tracking that in the billing, and our accountant's time to do so. And that's how we come about that number. So as far as traveling outside of our service area, I spoke with Eric today. I said, we don't have any. And then I take a phone call from Jen, and guess what? Today is one day that we got somebody in North Star that's going to be using our service for Jen. So, and that's at an increased cost to them, but that's all laid out in the contract. But so they pay the same amount with an administrative fee.
Okay. I was just looking at item 2 here, and it's so the Gratiot Rehabilitation Employment and Training Program is different. This says the fee is $20 a one-way and $35 round trip.
It depends on where they're at in the county, yes. And that's for outside of our service area.
Okay. I guess I didn't catch where it says it varies depending on the location.
Yeah, if it's outside of our service area, we can only go outside for non-emergency medical. And generally what happens, or what used to happen, was that they would make those folks get a hold of DHHS, and DHHS would be paying for those rides. So Jim would get away from having to pay for those, but there must be a one-off as of today. So we haven't really transported anybody outside of our service area for 3 years. Till today.
Okay. Very good, thank you. Okay, so we have it on the table. Are there any more questions? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Number 2, consideration of a resolution to approve an agreement with BS&A Payments for payment processing services, and also to authorize the city manager to execute the agreement. Move to adopt.
Support.
Okay, motion support. Yes. Questions?
Yeah, just real quickly, this is to move us away from Invoice Cloud. The reason we want to move into the BS&A module for payments is all of our service that we provide will be able to be paid for online using the BS&A software, as opposed to, there's just a couple that we use right now. Another big reason is for reconciliation of what is paid for online and our bank accounts. Invoice Cloud does not seamlessly work with our BS&A, so there's an extra step in there to reconcile. Also, in your packet, we did provide some numbers on what the costs are for that. It will be cheaper for the city to run through the BSNA as opposed to the invoice cloud. For the user, there's a little bit more expensive in some categories and less in other categories, but nothing more than what is becoming a commonplace and across all business where they're charging for the use of the credit card in your bills when you go into a business anymore. So that's going to become more and more commonplace. So they're pushing us back to cash. So that's either that or write a check.
What's that?
What's that?
What's that?
What's that? Well, it's going to head that way. Or you're going to pay 3% more on things. This transition would happen in March of 2026. Yeah, like I said in the newsletter, it seems a little premature we're doing this, but we have to give proper notice to Invoice Cloud that we're going to move away from their service, and then we have time to get BSNA up to speed on all our accounts and things to get that ready, so in March of 26 that we're ready to go. Yeah.
Okay, questions from anyone? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Moving on to reports of officers, boards, and...
No, we got
we
the
missed
other
one.
third.
Yep, sorry. Consideration of a resolution to adopt MDOT contract number 2022-0005/P2, third-party agreement S2, an amended agreement between the City of Alma and R.J.R. Heineman and Sons for an additional partial renovation at the transit facility, renovation and addition. Also to authorize the mayor to execute the agreement on behalf of the city. Your pleasure.
Move to approve.
Support.
Okay, we have motion support, comments or questions?
Just for
Background, why are we doing this again?
Yep, exactly, in front of the camera. This is the contract with J.R. Henneman that we approved back in June. This is amended to include two things. One now, a finish date of December 31st of 2025, and language that is required by MDOT and the federal government for Davis-Bacon wages. So that's what's been added to this contract. That's the only thing that's different in it. And approving that tonight will allow the mayor to sign and for transportation to get this sent over and get some schedules going on getting some foundations put in here. So that's where we're at.
And they didn't raise the price.
We didn't raise the price. This is the exact same number that we had back
Amazing.
in June. So
They had an opportunity.
yeah, so,
Okay, anybody else have questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Now we'll move to reports of officers, boards, and committees. Commissioners may receive the following reports by one resolution, or any commissioner may remove any item within the section for individual discussion and vote. Before us tonight, we have the Downtown Development Authority, August 27, 2025 draft meeting minutes, the Elma Police Department, August 2025 report, the DWSRF construction progress report, and the city manager's report.
Move to receive 1 through 3. Support.
Okay, we have motion support, comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion's carried. We have received 3 reports.
Move to receive the city manager's report. Support.
We have motion support. Eric.
all right.
Tell us what it's all about.
Okay. Just wanted to give you an update on the water meter replacements. For the most part, very good news that we're down to 7 residential and 3 commercial. Those will be done by our own staff. So not too many to go on this one. And these, yes. And those are the folks that right now that are receiving the non-compliance fee at this point. So hopefully they get with us to get those changed out before it jumps another 50. Every 6 months it'll jump 50 until they change it out. So that's good news. That's 10. So that's
And we've made efforts.
yes.
Multiple efforts to try and contact these people.
Over 5 to 5.
No less than 10.
Yeah.
No less than
Yeah,
10.
we've knocked on doors, we've done door hangers, we've called, letters, all kinds of
Other
things.
requirements.
Yeah. So, but 10 out of 3,800 and some odd meters across all the different uses.
Good job, citizens.
Yes. So, actually, I see a light. So thanks to everyone, and hopefully we can get these last 10 buttoned up here soon. Washington Park Ball Field, the last park committee meeting, the Little League was in attendance, and we discussed the need for additional space for baseball, softball, all those types of uses. They are currently working on getting Field 4 working at Euclid. And in our agenda tonight is a Consumers Energy grant that entails both Euclid ball fields and the concept they're looking at here. What we talked about at Washington Field was possibly moving some things around and creating another ball field. This is Curtis has put up the very basic aerial concept of what was talked about. Two things would need to happen ultimately if this is what happens eventually. One, the Planning Commission, and we did talk a little bit about this last night at the Planning Commission meeting. Planning Commission have to review the parking. They would have to review and determine whatever parking plan that's come up with, that it's adequate, or if it's not adequate enough, that they are the only ones that can give, accommodations to those parking numbers. And then secondly, since this is a major change use of the land, even though it is a park, we are expanding the park in a way that we didn't put this in the master plan. And two, this big expansion will need approval by this board to do that. So good news is that Little League did very well on recruiting new participants. This is the largest number they had involved in the program in probably 18 years. So that's really good positive things. We talk a lot about things that, gosh, I wish we had those problems. We do. We have a lot of kids that are getting involved in baseball, which means they're getting outdoors, they're interacting with each other in positive ways. So just got to figure out a way to provide some extra space to make it all work. So we don't want to take this very positive energy we got going. We want to make sure that when we're set and moving forward, that it's a good thing at the end of it and no one's disappointed. So just want to get that in front of this board as well. And we'll be discussing this in coming weeks. So.
I have a question on it. Can there be additional parking on the other side of the dirt road between the dirt piles and stuff up there to the upper right? Diagonal or straight in parking? Is that a possibility?
That's what we'll have to discuss as we go down through this.
This is going to be little kids. This is first bunches of kids. Up one step up from T-ball where they're actually playing baseball and stuff. But so they don't need a full-size field because nobody's going to be hitting 300 feet. That's not going to happen. You got to be a little more optimistic. Not when you're 7.
Somebody's got a goal now.
So the fences have kind of been moved in to add to make that second field. But so with that, I can see lots of parents coming and 2 cars sometimes because mom gets there early and then dad gets there after work and that kind of thing. And I'm just wondering if that may be used. We can't park on Washington, period, under any circumstances. So, if that may be a possibility to actually designate it as parking for straight in parking kind of thing. So
there's a lot of discussions to go with that because whatever is determined, what we do, if it's even a little bit not quite right, someone's going to say, well, who approved this? What were they thinking? I don't want to take, like I said, it's positive that we had these kind of numbers because a while there, they were talking about, gosh, can we even keep a Little League program going? So this is good news.
And they are very enthusiastic. Very enthusiastic.
So don't want to step on anybody's dreams or thoughts or anything like that, but we want to make sure that it's laid out properly, obviously safe too. So it has to be, especially when you're looking with little ones. So anyway, just wanted to get that in front of everybody. That discussion is going to be happening over the next few weeks and a couple months. Industrial pretreatment program and sewer use ordinance update. This seems like we've been working on this a long time because we have. It's been 15 months since this got underway. These are necessary improvements that we need in our ordinance, and plus the addition of the IPP program, so we can meet the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination Systems permits that are required from us. Dave did send me over some information on where we're at currently and steps actually that will be happening fairly quickly after this month that are coming up. Currently, we've completed our field sampling, the laboratory analysis on our local limits. We've reviewed the model ordinance review and revisions, and that draft has been sent into Eagle for their review. Upcoming steps, the final sewer ordinance updates, whatever we get back from Eagle, submission of that revised ordinance, and working with our township partners, their agreements along with that to send into Eagle, and that we're looking at both those things to happen, hopefully, knock on wood, in November of this year. Eagle document review of program and local limits of the ordinance. Hopefully that's all done by April 26. They'll bring this to the commission in May for your review. If everything looks good and all the boxes are checked for Eagle, we can put that in for approval on June of 26, and then formally enact the program in September of 26. So that seems like a long way from now, but this is a major move forward for the community. It's not just here in Alma that's going to happen. Communities are going to do it. It's going to be all communities are going to do it, especially when you start looking at the new PFAS discussions that are happening across not just our state but the whole country, and then other components that we are not able to treat at our treatment plant, making sure that if we do have those, that they're either one, contained, however Eagle says they must be contained. If it's an ongoing process that's with an industrial user, that they take care of those on site before they are discharged into our system. And anything else that may infiltrate and then goes through our system, we have to make sure that that does not make it there. Obviously, we don't want it in our waterways. And then two, from our standpoint of when the solids are left behind after the process is done, we have to find a place to apply the solids. And if levels are too high in a particular, say, PFAS, it gets very difficult to find places to spread it because it has to be spread in a thinner amount. And then in some cases, if you hit certain levels, you can't spread it at all, then guess where it goes? It goes to a landfill. So it's
Probably a high value landfill.
yes,
right?
it's not just a normal.
Not just a normal landfill.
No. So
Hazardous waste.
So that's where we're at, but these are all requirements for all that stuff to happen, so, and we're required to do it. So, more to come. And on a positive note, we talked back in June that we did receive the grant from Eagle for the Nexus Energy Grant, amount of $30,000 to offset the cost of new blowers at the wastewater treatment plant. Those have been installed and are operational, so some good news. We needed those, and we got some grant funding to offset the costs. So,
Okay, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of receiving the report, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion's carried. Thank you. Moving to new business, we to consider a resolution to approve a Consumers Energy Foundation 2025 Prosperity Award grant in the application for $250,000 to assist with improvements to ball fields at Euclid Park and Washington Park.
Move to approve.
Support.
Question if, does this tie us in and commit us to this new field at Washington?
that's what they put in for at this point. This is
Do we know
stage
what
two.
to approach consumers? I mean, if that location doesn't work, do we know if consumers would consider an alternative location as equivalent, or we don't know that at this point?
At this point, I don't know that answer that question.
Because I don't think we've made a firm commitment to the Little League group, the parents. I mean, not that I'm opposed to it or anything like that, certainly, but if it can't be done safely and logistically, I'm concerned that I don't want to tie anybody's hands, or I don't want them to feel that we've made this commitment and, you know, they can,
So the project scope is large enough because the project total size is more than what the grant is.
Right, a lot of it's in
And it's,
Euclid.
I don't want to say it's vague, 'cause it's not necessarily that it's vague, but there's enough, it's to enhance the field. So even if adding the second field there didn't work, we probably couldn't add another field elsewhere, but there would be enough for the grant between what we have at Euclid and what's at Washington, even just what's currently there with enhancements, that we would cover that grant and then some.
okay.
So it doesn't necessarily tie us into doing that specific thing that was outlined, but we probably couldn't at that point move it, but we'd have enough project to cover us for the grant.
Okay, thank you, Curtis. I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
everybody's clear that we have not made that commitment
Correct.
to allow that to happen at this point, because I think there are some very legitimate concerns with safety of the safety of operating there.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you, Curtis,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Does anybody else have questions?
And just for this group and for the camera, this is going into the second phase. There was a NOI basically sent in, notice of intent. We have been invited to apply. This is the second phase. From what I understand, there's 12 other projects with ours, so there's 12 total that are being considered. So it's not like a slam dunk or anything like that, but just this is the first time I think we've been invited for this particular program to the next level, so.
So congratulations, somebody did a good job writing the grant. So
Yeah, yeah.
kudos to the group for doing that. Anybody else have questions? Okay, all those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. The motion is carried. Thank you. Let's see. We have a motion to go into closed session, but do we want to do comments first?
You want to appropriate?
Oh, appropriation, sorry. Any interest in paying the bills?
Sure, I will make a motion.
You want to make a motion to pay the bills?
appropriations.
Okay. We have support. Are there questions on the bills? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. And now, the closed session, do we want to do that first, or want to do your comments first and invite the public to address us?
Comments.
Are we planning on taking any action when we come out?
Most likely.
We think we're going to, okay.
Let's do the comments and stuff first.
Okay. So Roger, why don't you lead off?
Oh, okay. Lucky McDuck Day was a success in its kind of new form. It was kind of shortened and smallerized from years past because it's difficult finding people to staff as much stuff and to spend as much money on tents and stuff as they had in the past. But they raised about $3,000, all of which goes to arts-related grants for people in Gratiot County. The Pine River Arts Council is a sponsor of Lucky McDuck Day. And it looked like from all that happened that this is a viable form. The shortened starting at 2 o'clock and ending at about 5 worked for people. People seemed happy with it, so that's probably the way it will be from now on. But a successful day.
Good news.
Yeah, my brother and sister-in-law were here visiting from New Jersey the weekend before, and my sister-in-law sent me a message that, "Who's Lucky McDuck?" Let me explain, Lucky McDuck. I don't have anything else.
Nothing further, okay. Michelle?
Thank you to the fire department and Lux Funeral Home for the amazing funeral and dedication to Fire Chief House. We had visiting fire trucks from, I don't even know how many, several other locations.
I think there were 25 trucks and there were 88, I think, firefighters and associated people there.
Yes, so we appreciate everybody coming to our city and honoring Harold.
Yes. Andrew? Sarah?
Actually, just briefly, you may have noticed back in August, we had some beautiful sailboat photos at the beginning of our agenda packet. I don't know if you remember those?
Yes.
The photographer is here with us tonight, so I just want to take a moment, Anthony in the back corner there, to say thank you for the use of the photos.
Thank you, Anthony.
Hopefully you knew where I was, hopefully you knew about it.
Oh, no.
Mom said it was okay. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Those were good photographs. Yes. nice to know where they came from.
Yeah.
You know. I assume we paid the royalty.
Say no, no.
Okay, Eric, do you have anything else?
Just echo Michelle's comments. Thanks to all the other departments and communities that came in to Alma to honor Harold, and thanks to all of our staff members too. That obviously Harold meant a lot to them, and they showed it with what they provided for the ceremony for those 2 days. So.
Yeah, it was a very nice service. They did a great job. Big loss to the community. A number of years of unmitigated service. It just is an incredible career. So, on top of being a good guy, too bad he couldn't see the new truck when it comes in.
Yeah.
He would have really enjoyed that. So. Okay, with that, we'll invite the public to speak. If there's any member of the public that would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name and address, and you'll have up to 5 minutes to share your thoughts with the commission. Who would like to go first? Do we have to take numbers? Because nobody wants to talk.
Okay.
Last chance? Okay. We'll move into, well, we'll entertain a motion to move into our closed session. And as Eric said, we plan to take a vote, or may very well take a vote when we come out. So there may be additional action that you might want to wait around for if you're so inclined. I have no idea how long it's going to take, so.
Move we go into closed session. Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Warnick, absent. Commissioner Allman,
Yes.
Commissioner Bear,
Yes.
Commissioner Gibson, absent. Vice Mayor Vice Mayor Harrington.
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts.
Yes.
And Mayor Mapes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we are back from closed session. Somebody go offer a motion.
I move that we follow the advice and recommendation of counsel with regard to settlement negotiations and pending litigation, Ralston versus Alma et al.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Last chance to come with your questions. Hearing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Now we entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Last chance for comments or questions. Hearing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion's carried. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.